chikiko kutuka chamangana Tumuzangenu kalungana muchano wose Oh kiko muchima wa Yehova Oh kiko muchima wa Yehova mama Wane mono wa haya miaka Tuyakuli Yesu Wane mono wa haya miaka Tata Chinyama Tata Kambiambia Big Bro Brian Duma Acosta I see you
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. We've been waiting and the waiting is over. The Chawama Gospel Singers, they are launching their debut album, the third album this year on the 23rd October 2021. And we are so honored and privileged that today we can feature this marvelous, mighty choir, the Kamwala Gospel Singers. And here they are.
Nalishiba, nalishiba, nalishiba tile samuli bakulu. Nalishiba, nalishiba, nalishiba tile samuli bakulu. Nalishiba, nalishiba, nalishiba tile samuli bakulu. Nalishiba.
Oh yes, and the thing this time around is Kishika Yesu. We shouldn't doubt the power of God. And the charges on this event is only and only 100 kwacha. And please, 10 numbers to support us with these marvelous voices and rhythms. We can't wait to see you on that day. Make a day with us. We are out.
Chilongeselo cha wangana wa Yehova wana minelo chana kukafwa kumakoluka ya PG Solutions Limited.
Kwa mitambula mwane kuno kuchisaji chenu cha Luvale TV mubilongeselo chipo programu tuna kufuruka ngana wetu wangana wa Yehova. Shikangaho shimukanda tuchingile mu program zetu nangu milese nganga milikumbila lelo ni nakupwa chuma cheka mukase mahina muchimbunda mubima tuna mimbachira hivyo biseke chikuma shimukanda tuchingile no mu program yetu nangu milese ngana ngwami achitwa meno hamavu mwangile kuminako maleji kwichila mukwivwa kumazu akuseka sana.
Did you know PGE Solutions Limited answers all your technological needs? We offer quality automated power management system, exterior design, wind solar hybrid system, engineering, domestic and industrial power installation, industrial energy bank, automated power control systems, supply and maintenance of LPG and biogas, and many more. For more information, come to Ndola or contact us on 0977 986864 or email us on pgeltd2020@gmail.com.
Mazu akuseka sanazi shinohia na ichilehi hali nolola nangu mileza unonyingana ngwa mibize biba to mimbachilanga wili unonyihaka mwi shikangaho kasenujino mahina muchibunda mangana muivwenga unonyi kuyema bima tuna mimbachila mwaso wakawangona wizowo auyembile ikie Moizi Matuta ngana ngwenyi Aleki Bango.
Songi Congo Ozamboka Kolo allez c'est pela toqué hein pourquoi Yenda Kera di Corona c'est Motamo qui l'a inventé mais lui c'est le créateur différent des alliés hein alléluia n'a pas qu'il n'y en sort toute ma vie c'est Jésus. Nakane lo kote, nakoto ngabe lo kote. Waka nyoso na se pesa kumbenda data. Come on. Ouais. Soko bandi okamusanga. Nyoso nzamba saleli yo. En tout cas soko bandi. Ope tuninga. Hey. Que tu n'as pas réussi les dieux. Ni l'on s'en a pas fait sur terre. yango nazotuna boye oyokanga bien yokanga eske bapapa bamama bazali yope kobima pesa mololo exagération soko oza na ngana makosala na baninga salango ntango oza na bomoi na se awa na lola compassion ekozala te o séminaire o prophétie o mariage activité eza kaka moko masanzoli na adoration epai na tata
nalola kaka louange nalola kaka mabine salisa bandeko na yo awa na se sunga babebe awa ai salisa bana bitike awa awe sunga bana kombo awa awa
mbongo nyonso oza na yango wana omonaka bafelete na baveuve
nalola kaka louange nalola kaka mabine nalola kaka masanjoli nalola kaka mabine salisa bandeko na yo awa salisa bavebe awa salisa bana
Did you know PGE Solutions Limited answers all your technological needs? We offer quality automated power management system, exterior design, wind solar hybrid system, automated crop irrigation system, maximize crop yield, pure vegetable oil processing and supply, civil construction and structural engineering, domestic and industrial power installation, industrial energy bank, automated power control systems, supply and maintenance of LPG and biogas, and many more. For more information, come to Ndola or contact us on 0977 98
national himna hichile na yeme kwelelele shikanga halino lola nawa achikumishira mavu wenga kumwaso na mihakilao chikana wa mchulani owembe DJ 13 featuring Prosper ngana ngwenyi esimbi
Ce que Dieu créa, c'est ça, les signes. La parole et la création des hommes, les alaranamo toujours. Kafou, kafou, keba, keba. DJ 13, production.
Si seulement tu savais que la foi pouvait sauver, si seulement tu savais qu'une parole pouvait guérir, la maladie, les problèmes de ta vie auraient changé. La maladie, les soucis de ta vie auraient changé. Mais il y a un Dieu qui te promet sa protection tous les jours de ta vie. Jamais abandonné, jamais narcotique à cœur. Jamais abandonné, jamais narcotique à cœur. Jamais abandonné, jamais abandonné,
libana na yo santé na yo destine na yo baprojet na yo kelasi na yo mosala na yo esengo na yo lobiko na yo libala na yo na kombo na yesu esibie baprojet na yo na kombo na yesu esibie lobiko na yo na kombo na yesu esibie libota na yo na kombo na yesu esibie.
agiter le filet. Allez benda mon yama, allez benda mon yama, benda mon yama, allez tirer le filet, on va tirer, allez tirer, allez benda mon yama, allez benda, oh. Par la grâce de Dieu bien sûr. Merci Simbi Family, merci beaucoup.
Eyo mwane kaha kamwaso kazehi kana ichige ngunafuela ngana ngwa munasulu katayi nyoko asapimi mulino lola nawa nangu chimilomba ngana ngwa mikeshi mu kandana mtu mahamavukoko kasenu wene mahina mukase mukashilile mangana muivwenga unonyina wa omuna bapula bilenga bakwitu bakakongo kuhichira muri mukweze euka mbumba mwaso wenyingana ngwenya fanda nayo.
Chilongeselo cha wangana wa Yehova vanaminela chana kukafwa kumakoluka ya PG Solutions Limited.
Moloto, loue le Seigneur. Moloto, loue le Seigneur. Moloto, loue le Seigneur. Muchocho du Moloto. Aïe! Merci. Nous allons demander au pasteur à sortir avec cette même ambiance. Mais papa, vous allez juste prier pour que nous puissions rentrer avec la bénédiction. S'il vous plaît, on prie d'abord.
Mwane kwelele kamwaso kazerika na hichiri hidu nevuye mama ndikufanya na kwambia noko kose noko muri mnakutambila chipwe mnakumwena chikusa bimbi munasulu kakwasa chiko sika kawali nulula nawo kamwaso kakonga kweze awarawa ivuka ngangwa uzama umwaso na wataito ngana ngwa dance like never before hazenge mu Luvale kina ngeka wochikeza kakina chikana wakoko livwenye numwana
Ici c'est
Yawe sama beta mulolo mulolo. Liboma na ngai yako lokota matiti te. Liboma na ngai yako kende na fulu te. Liboma na ngai yako yembela kamasia. Nabina kapona Yesu, nakoma boye pona Yesu. Soki na saboye pona Yesu. Ah, soki salelo eza Yesu. Soki to saboye eza pona nanyango eza Yesu. Soki to saboye eza pona nanyango eza Yesu. Soki to koma boye eza pona nanyango eza liboma liboma liboma. Liboma na ngai yako kende na fulu te. Liboma na ngai yako lokota matiti te. Soka liboma na ngai yako yembela kamati. Nabina kapona Yesu, nabina kapona Yesu, nabina kapona Yesu, nazabo yepona Yesu. Ah 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 ah.
E-Solutions Limited answers all your technological needs. We offer quality automated power management system, exterior design, wind solar hybrid system, automated engineering, domestic and industrial power installation, industrial energy bar, automated power control systems, supply and maintenance of LPG and biogas, and many more. For more information, come to Ndola or contact us on 0977 986864 or email us on pgeltd2020@gmail.com.
Kisu mwane mwaso uzeyu na hishirihi shikanga uhali nolola nangu milomba ngana ngwa mituvulile nutuvwenga kwa kumazwa kalunga kufuma mkanda wa Isaiah chapter 40 verse 8 mazwa kalungana kuvuka nge mwila wejikumanga jitemona jichikona wajichukuleukanga oloze lizu lya kalunga kaletikeza kakuma koko shikangaho hali nolola shinoni achikase nchekanawa mukase mukashilile biwamba byenu chikoma hile nubujimbuna kalunga shikangaho natumisesela shino mwaso wa makumishilo o wafumishe kuli wakweze ize kuku na wavukangana mwawa lounge 7 mwaso unakufumakuze kufuchi lya Kongo waya mwane musale kanawa baye.
Ande mami
chilongeselo cha wangana wa Yehova vana minela chana kukafwa kumakoluka ya PG Solutions Limited.
Mwane wakati futi tuna mitambo kesa na maoko awali kuno kuvilongesela vyetu vya Meet Your Leader TV show ku station mwazanga cha Luvale TV. Mwane ngemze twalishika ngalehi kumbira lelo wanatolaka na kulingeji yetu vamwata Steven Liutwe zeko masepa na osoko wasanyike mangatu kunguluke hazango mangatu shikame hamwe molingana na kusaka manganatu tamkesengeji yetu kuno kuchi sashi yetu cha Luvale TV vamwata Liutwe munatuwane mwana
kalombo mwene twasakoli lako unameni kakuli wakalifuchi wasena nyangana ilolo na manduna wasena kwetu afukama mwane ya miami Steven Liutwe kulimbo kuchavuma grade 9 no mngwaile ha secondary Chavuma secondary school kuma grade 9 na kwiza grade 12 wakumshia shikola mu 2007 hinankatuka in 2008 akiko ngwejile na kutonda ya kutalata na ya kulinga na wachikanawa kumbaka ya Lusaka akulinga ngocho akiko na wachikangwa ile ko kushikola ikwao ngwali nangwile business administration ngwa sekele kuzatako na liuka limwila company ya transport and logistics was actually for about 5 years akiko ngwechele nakupa active in politics full time akulinga ngocho uli na chihela chakuli ukakuze wapanda mara UPND ili muchiyulo cha lero ngachize youth leader uli na chihela cha deputy national security nangu hana kusakulya chikuma nguhana lola nguna tondo keshimangana tuhanjike na kushimutwila yuma ya wendende na wakwetu wakalifuchi lietu lino la Zambia in short kwanchika chami kangwe chikuyana kwanchika chikuma muya mapolisi yachi yali uka koko momoji ngolo jami kajashire kungwetawisa hanchika chikuma mujila ya kulinga explain mapolisi yetu ya liuka ili na watu nawa awawatela kulinga ngocho oloze wabindende binatohanchika na kuli wasana
Vraiment tosakuli yako mwatali utwe akulijimbula mwane mwamwaza ngocho kangwa felela no ngeji yetu amatali utwe kaha na chihela cha chilemu muli nacho chakutala ha chiyoyelo cha wakweze mwane youth department chitungwetwa leadership ya wa youth mudukala ya UPND, which is now the ruling party. Twasakuli yako chikuma mwatali utwe emwane kutwaliraho chindende na kushimutira chetu ngwafelela ha makumbi na hichi hanyima shimbukanda sakula tapanga nacho ha 12 August ngwafelela mopanga bamwe haliuka lizeda pangana kuzinguluka lifuchilo sinalea Zambia kuya na kuhanjika na kulimona na watu na kuwakokweza mangana hasi kumifele sana kumihana mavoti ha 12 August kaha mulimo kano wa unene ngwafelela mopangana kuliwana na wakweze kujimbango josinaja no lifuchi kahapanga kumileza byuma bimwe bize chikupubene mwafele sangana ngwenwa ebyuma kane ebikuyanda chenu chikwe maukalo enu tuna wamono kahange munatuhane jivoti munatuhane chiyulo natuhasa kumiza chila milimo yakufana ngana chikaho molingana ngusaka chi mweseke kwa ulako bimwe bize byamikwachile kumuchima kulila chaba kweze mumufuchila Zambia chikumanywa kweze bali kuze kungalira ya mulauko byuma mukamwa wanine bakwena kuhita makaba mukama ukalu mukama wanine bakweze bakwena kuhitamo omwa kwena kujingulukana kulimona nawo amatali
tasakulira kumane kuli na chihulo chenu maukalu ali apo anga mulifuchi letu lino la Zambia kuli yetu vanika wandende apangana kutunehesa na yetu wene unonyi kulinunga na mapolitician na kuzachira na politician na kupa full time politicians ukalu number 1 mashikola ya panga ya ikalu chuma ya chapanga chuma cha chikalu chikuma kuya ku mashikola momo the fees that they are being paid and the government policy in terms of education, it was very expensive. Kachape chuma cha chashikoko kuli chisemi uze ali kuimbo kunyatanda ile ya ikalu chikuma kuwa na jibongo cha kutwala vana kushikola wambenga ngocho maukalu akwao kuli wakweze wanakumsanga bahashile kukumsa mashikola wanakumsa mashikola wanai kuma shikola ya manene ya inene wanakumisa oloze milimo ya panga ya uchi government kapanga koko na jingolo ja kuzata na jingolo mangana baze bakweze wose na wakumisanga mashikola yao keshi mangana wawaneko milimo na mwako chiyoyelo kaha chamchi number 2 development it was selected kutona kachapangana kuya kujingalira kosena koko chapanga kutona kahacha kusakula kujingalira jimwe omulatu hanjika kuze ku ya development natu ya cheka na wawene kwimbo lyetu kumulauko omuombu twejile kumulauko kwanjikana wakwetu wakweze kishimangana wavoteleli ukakana ili lina forming a government uno ingachize akiko mijimbu yetu twakwena kuhanjika na wakweze wabavulu ngetalenu kuno kwimbo lyetu chiyo chetu omuchapwa kutona wene chawochi tulina mikoti oloze we are not the beneficiary ya mikoti kana umbaku twambenga ngwetwa tusapote chekanawa eliliuka liliho na watu nehela ko chuma muka echiwana hono kutunehela muri 10 years twalombele ngabeni na kupona wa hamavu na kuafwelele sakechi tuchinje liuka mangana tuhakeho mtu yana muchima na zangi na yetu ona hane nali hane ngwenya mwatwanuka na yetu nawa kupa watu wali no difuchi kaha yuma ya ivulu tapya kushimutulangana bakweze bene nawakiko na penga na kutohana nga bene lufweleso mukuseka sana nawakiko na wachapenge chima cha chikalo chikuma momo kuseka sana chapanga nonyi chabaze batu bene bali na chimbongolye chapanga cha chikalo kuluze bamba kamangwa wa small scale or media scale business people aze hakiko ukalo tapangana kuwa night mayouth bene waonene chikuma mashikola apenga kwa kusuku mashikola umbape natuka kusuku bene apulenga apenga jimbongo mbako na jimbongo mbako fetela apenga very expensive then milimo bazwali hakanga bene kuzata na jingolo kirikita kuyako uticha kuyako nansi sochi mulikana wa ukalo wapanga hakuingisa milimo yapanga very selective no holili ulengana bachili bene na kujinguluka mu mikwakwa kaha ukiko ukalo tamunanga chikuma mule fulmende yako mungana mwane kile yane sangana wakwezo wavulu kukomplena na kuyabala chao na hakulia ngocho hakiko wane sangana kuyana kuvota unonyi na kuvotela
munale maukalu munahichimo bafelela bakweze babavulu unapo ukalo wa wenyembo kaha bafelela bana kwitabiza bene muna kuhituruka mwatali utwe mwana tutwalileo chindende na kushikama hano mhazango yetu ya Luvale TV na chukula chetu mnavuluka lengana ngwenwa mbatu na kushikama tuhu mkumbila lelo kaha mna twawilangana ngwenwa na chihela chapenda mina hakutala chihelo cha wakweze muluka da UPND the ruling party oloze kushimutula chetu mna kushimutula kahange mukweze wa muno mulifuchi kahati kumanyi nafumukuze kungalila ya mulauko oloze bishinganyika binu kamwechina kulinga represent the party as an institution koko shikaho mumazo wa Amerika in your personal capacity in your individual capacity as a concerned youth kwesekesa hana kutala lushiko lwa liuka lya UPND as a party to the youth. What do you understand by the UPND policy regarding the youth? Unatatikiza mulilehi muliuka oloze jino as a citizen. How do you interpret it? Mangana mukafwe kona wa wakwetu bakweze kosono kobali pamoja na tange moto huju wanahichi mumze mupati manifesto oloze kwasa kuibishisakana wa lushiko lwa liuka la UPND kwatakana wa chauchi eseke nukutukafa ko mangana tamkile hamo
tasako da kusukuma chilolo lufwele so lwa tatia kupana lwa UPND atuweni wanakuhana wanakutalishiza yuma wa ivulu ebinaitendeka kechi wilingiki as an individual, as Stephen Liotwe, I have hope 100% that the president, Republican President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, is going to deliver to the people's expectation. Despite also maybe there will be some delayment. He's a government. I've talked about education. He has given us a serious people in the infrastructure department ministry that is going to make sure that he will bring education close to the people. If you listen, those that listens to the first speech that was being given by the Minister of Finance, he repeatedly several times about education, employment of teachers, employment of hope and confidence that these people, they mean what they have been saying. He talks about business. He has created a ministry that will make it very much easier to us as younger ones. vanatulekesa keshinge jila iliko andufwe liko tutajize kaha chachimende halutwe okunatuya yosenana iluka hakanawa. And I think let me take also advantage of this to appeal my fellow youths. Wakwetu vosena masepajami okukumula uko lola lunahete lokutonda nontu zakalu mumuka twejiwanga koko andika twejiwa koko mwakuzachila na Flumende no mwakutambula my empowerments. But I want to give you a link now. As the government preparing themselves to deliver to the expectation of the people and to their promises, it is also our time to prepare our mind and ourselves so that we will find a way on how we can benefit from the coffer of the government that are going to provide to us. The easiest way, if you are a business personnel, you are a farmer, lola wene luno tupendo lola kusokola ma cooperatives yetu. Let's create the cooperatives. Let's unite. We shouldn't be fighting within ourselves. We can't expect development where there is war. Let's come up with ideas together, put our ideas together. When we approach even a ministry, they will see that we are well organized. Because government doesn't empower the individual. A government empowers the company, a government empowers the cooperatives. So those that have got the capacity to open a personal companies, the time is now. Let's do that. Let's get prepared. Let's prepare our mind so that when the government is set with a resourceful, we'll help, we'll work together to make sure that also will benefit out of whatever that government are going to put on the table.
Vamwata liutwe emwani wakali fuchi china kutwalilila na kushimutila muno mu bilongeselo byetu ya Meet Your Leader TV show kuno kusazi chenu cha Luvale TV. Ngeo munalivila mulikumbila leo tunakushikamana Vamwata Steven Liutwe wakiko wanakufumina kuliuka la UPND the ruling party kuze watu ama na chihela cha deputy chairperson wa youth security emwane ochihela chao cha mze muliuka la UPND oloze mulikumbila leo tunakushikama nabo kupwa mutumwe mkachinyama tunafumunenyi kungalila ya mulauko kaha nakushimutwila hachihande cha chiyoyelo cha wakweze emwane Vamwata liutwe ngwafelela mulilingana tulilehi no na ministry kaha na minister wanatuhanelehi nemani nako bihande byaetu wakweze minister of youth and sport ngwafela kuswanyisa mwakata hitangalehi kaha Flumende shino inakulizanga zanga mangana iputuke kulinga implement ma government programs shikaho hasetekotuli shino yuma muka twatela kukawangiza ngwafela munatutukolehi mu mazwenu munafelesa wakweze na watuosa mfuchingana kweno tutuke shino kuzata milimu na kulinga form cooperatives and so on. Shikaho, maybe from the perspective of the Ministry of Youth, what will be the next steps? How do we engage the new minister and the new ministry? Kwesike sana kutachikiza cha kuzata cha Flumende, kwesike sana chihela chenu kahanawa through your expertise as a business person or business expert.
In this government, it's very much clear. Those offices, the ministry Yosena, in short, they are open for the people. Their doors are very much open. Chatete chikuma chilikulie tu watu wawene. How ready are we to approach these offices? That's the first question that is supposed to come from us. How ready are we to approach those offices? Akikumuna hanchikilangwa mya lola luno wene no mwela kutinga Flumende na kale hizua yao in order unonyi wala kutata la jimbongo wala kutata la makuputukila kuzachila naye tunawa kelo lotatela naye tunawa tupite kuri waisa makumonela naye tunatuza tangachile na fulumende tunatondo ka fulumende tukafwe is offices yosena kuyambira ku youth sports and youth ministry to the finance. These offices are very much open for everyone. Yetu awene datu lihonesa nge katweshi kupa organized koko kengola hanchi kangame let us be organized. Let's get organized and insist on this one. Let's get organized, open our companies. Let's have so many cooperatives. And when we are done, that is when we can talk now about, we can also find a way and advise on how we can approach our offices. But there's, kwa uchi newe naipo waweka lumoko wanaize ma-offices kana ya fulumendi. As a ma-offices 24 hours, 24 service, ali open kuli watu wosena awana lizangelehi, wana li hakelehi na kio na wazuwa yao, mu position yako linga kishimangana wazatoko milimo yemwe watunda kwa kafu wako. So we'll take advantage on that. I've talked about unit, being that you have got a Ministry of Sports. If there is a number one thing that unites people, it's sports. Drinking, doing other things, it makes youths busy. And I'm very confident that this government, it has a very big plan for the youths to make them busy, to make us busy through that ministry. We are going to have sports. We are going to have sports and many things that will be happening in our constituencies and districts. Chochi mulikana wane tunatatea kupa wene watu wako linunga. Mangana tupangana na matimu yetu wawene. Kaha mnatupana za tournament yetu fulumende na mwanangwa wa watu wanalilingela kongana kana tunawaita na watu wa haki leo ngachize kaha mbangi mna kolinga approach ma offices ya kufanya sangachize na mikafwa based on what you have already. So mkengwa kulinga kaha insist ngwamya fulumende ineza ni fulumende ya kuzachila watu, fulumende ya kuzata na watu. Kichinga fulumende ya kulikanyi kakoko. Fulumende ya watu. The president has been saying expectation of the people of Zambia that turned out in good number and vote for a change. And that change, it shall be seen very soon. People are going to appreciate about it. But let's get organized. Let's get organized. Let us do something that shall make us also be parcel of anything that will come from the government. That is my insist I'm making on this one.
Mwana vile twasakira kwa matali utwe amazo malemu mazo amaza ngocho kushinda kanyaho bene hachande chochi mwemangana chikumanye bakweze bazate na ngoloka ha kukwengana wakulinunga kose no kubali na kuzachila hamwe. Kwiji ngwaferera muna mono bakweze mauka bakweze babavuluku zekungale yetu ya mlauko who have gone into the arts, acting, short films, comedy, pamoma jina amwe akufana kuli mkweze Kenneth Vunda alina comedy show ngana ngwenya President Kalokola, kuli bakweze wa Kabompo Media Center, kuli bakweze bali kuchingalala kuze na kana kulinga comedy ngwa mono makumbi chipwe myake ya hichi kunyimo kutu atachikizanga kahama comedy aba kasakani pamoba bobu nkoshana beyangana bakwetu bekaka holoze tukumona jino bakweze jetu kuze kungalia mlao kana wakona waba kutuka jino kuli haka ho kahana kusata na wana ngolo mangana wakona wa bahase kutwala chiyoyelo chawo na lijina laetu wakati nyama kulutwe mazo eno na mwasa kwa koleza ko ali akufana ngachirwa matali utwe ha amilimo wana kuzata bakweze jetu kungalia mlao
Chatete nankwana kusakulira kuli wazi wakwetu bapangana chinyingi kana kwiza na wakiona wana kwa bangwa wakatatea kusali ya chikuma koko tuingileko mukuimba nayetu, tuingileko makomedie to become a comedians, tulingeko yume akulihandu nangeweza kulinga wakwetu. Chizaya chapanga chuma cha chinene na cha mwaza chikuma na wakuli yetu pakamola uko ngomu na hanchikale openga kuimoni nanga hama TV kweka kaha oloze talent yetu tapia kuisa. Assure you that such kind of things, the empowerment tachinene kaha kukabangiza nawa enwa kwetu wakakaye empowerment tunakuhanchika ngoto empowerment oyo jimbongo ja fulumende numbange tu astambula je jimbongo ja fulumende takatia kuzata na jingolo. This Republican president wamene tulinenyi, he is a person who believes in hard working. I have worked close with him since 2015. Since 2015, very close. I have been working with him at a distance. I go there, we work together, we go somewhere since 2009. Even when I was still at school, I was still working. I was a UPND member, and I was doing a distance thing in politics with them. But from 2015 to date, I have been close to him. I had the opportunity to sit down, to sit close to him, hear his advice, hear his plans about the youths, and advise us as well on how we're supposed to take things. This is a person who has been insisting to say, work with the government always, and don't be in the government if you want to make money. He believes in the hard yetu itone. Omunatumbata is empowerment from the government. You're supposed to have a plan and hard working to make sure that we benefit out of the empowerment. To use this opportunity wisely. Let's not get the empowerment. We are empowered. We divert the empowerment money to other activities that will not even add value to our lives. We start now going and drinking and so on. We will always remain complaining. This is a time that now God has given us to work with a government that have got heart for us, who have opportunity. They are going to help us in terms of resources, empowering us. Let us concentrate and build ourselves in a way. Those that are doing comedians, those that are in the music industry, let them also, when they have opportunities to be empowered and buy instruments that will make their industry grow and do better things that now they have to talk about international attention. Omohe mukiko mkulane, but lufuelele sokululi, tuli waza kwetu waza wana kulinga bene muli waza ma industry yao. Kafana chipako through the right ministry. Just unfortunately that I can't talk much about it, but hope and trust is there that our government is going to help the people, because that is the aim of the party, people's expectation in terms of development, to uplift the poor, farmers, musicians that doesn't have opportunity because of resources. They are going to provide that for us all. Let's just get organized and be a hardworking people, a hardworking younger ones. Remember, we are no longer the leaders of tomorrow or the other day or the future leader. We are the leaders of today. It is us to build what we want. So together, we can build a better Northwestern. Together, we can build a better lives of ourselves. Together, we can build a good relationship with the government, so that they are also going to look at us in that way, that these people are very united, they need the help in such a way, then they will give us what we need.
Twasakulya kuchikumamanya mwatali utwe tuneza jino kumakumishilo walilongeselo wetu kushimutira chetu cha mlikumila lelo oloze shimbuka ndatiyenga natumihana ko munyutu mwechipwe ibali mangana muhanjikena wakalifu chimazwenu makumishilo kaha kusongo ya mazwenu mumeneke ko masepana wa soko hano chisachi chetu cha Luvale TV.
Kalombo mwana. Mazo ama makumishilo nanugulomba kusakulira chikuma kulima youth wosena na ma women's to turn out in good number and go and cast their vote to remove the corrupt government that has been made our lives very difficult in the past 10 years. Tunahane kusakulira chikuma zangi na rikozi kufanya sangachize la kulinunga tukishibahaseli hasi kutwaliliraho hivi ndo mnatu ya halutwi chikiko kuyola chiyoyelo tatia kupanacho. As we have seen, even the Republican president of America has recognized the efforts the youths had made and put into it. For it was not easy to remove the corrupt regime such as PF. Kaha lufwele so kululi lokufuma kufulumende na kulimwena twamina walifucha olilingana alikuwa America anemanyi nakulifucha yoneli no kuyana kutundatonda kechimangana awane ko jila naike nawa yako mkafilako na international community anehe as a development yapo na kulinga promise yashinganyikila kisha tulingile tu akalifuchi. In my conclusion, I will say that let's organize ourselves by forming cooperatives, opening companies, prepare ourselves. Let's Flumende, it will play its role. We have also to do our part. I thank so much. Alola luno nangumene kako masepana osoko watangajami osena waliko sena ku Angola kuchavuma Zambezi Kabompo Manyinga Kasempa Mwenulunga Ikelenyi Kalumbila osena wana kuvilila kuli discussion kana ngwetu twamene kamwane kalungapo ngana yenu kwene watu wakulinunga kwene watu wakulikokweza kwene watu wakulilama natsa chikuma mwana
Bremwane bakalifuti twasakulya kwa chikuma hanokiwa tunakumishila bilongeselo byetu bya Meet Your Leader TV show hano tsacha mwazanga cha Luvale TV emwane mama kumbiosena mwapangana kushikama nami Isaac Likuji kaha tapangana wana ngeji yetu wa Mata Steven Liutwe emwane tukashikene kuli wana chekana wacha nungona chizaho halwalo lumwelika mulilingana kana ngwetwa mtondo msala mwane.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. We've been waiting and the waiting is over. The Chawama Gospel Singers, they are launching their debut album, the third album this year on the 23rd October 2021. And we are so honored and privileged that today we can feature this marvelous mighty choir, the Kamwala Gospel Singers. And here they are.
Nalishiva tile samuli bakulu. Nalishiva tile samuli bakulu. Nalishiva tile samuli bakulu. Nalishiva
Oh yes, and the thing this time around is Kishika Yesu. We shouldn't doubt the power of God. And the church is 10 numbers to support us with these marvelous voices and rhythms. We can't wait to see you on that day. Make a day with us.
The Assembly will hear an address by His Excellency Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia. I request protocol to escort His Excellency. On behalf of the General Assembly, I have the honor to welcome to the United Nations His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia, and to invite him to address the Assembly.
Your Excellency, Mr. Abdullah Shahid, President of the 76th Session of the United Nations General Assembly. Your Excellency, Mr. Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations. Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I wish to begin by congratulating Your Excellency, Mr. Abdullah Shahid, on your election as President of the 76th Session of the United Nations General Assembly. I am confident that your wealth of knowledge and vast experience in multilateral issues will lead to a successful discharge of the important responsibilities of the Assembly throughout this session. Zambia stands to work with you as you execute your mandate in presiding over the matters of this session. To the outgoing President, His Excellency Mr. Volkan Bozkır, I wish to convey Zambia's appreciation for your commendable service to the United Nations family during the 75th session. Mr. President, I have the distinct honor to deliver my maiden speech as the 7th President of National Development, UPND, in the presidential and general elections that were held on the 12th of August 2021. I am pleased to inform this august House that the people of Zambia, the Republic of the People of Zambia, once again rose to the occasion to usher in a new government through a peaceful election. This has enabled Zambia to further consolidate our democratic credentials, which serves as an inspiration to the African continent, where the outcome of our election was determined by those who vote and not those who count votes. Very important. We are therefore proud to provide leadership in our country where people aspire for a free and just society and where they aspire for their voices to be heard. Mr. President, we were able to achieve this political transformation even at a time when Zambia was grappling with the COVID-19 pandemic and in the midst of deep sorrow following the passing on of our founding father and first Republican President, Dr. Kenneth David Kaunda. I therefore wish to take this opportunity on behalf of the people of Zambia to pay tribute to this icon leader who was fondly known in our country and elsewhere as KK. It is without doubt that the last remaining stalwart of liberation struggles has left an indelible mark on humanity. Dr. Kaunda's principles, values, contributions towards the ideals of emancipation and independence did not only spread across the African continent, but across the entire globe. His untold devotion to peace and unity laid the very foundation for Zambia's stature as a beacon of peace, not only in Southern Africa, but on the African continent as a whole. The Zambian government will therefore build upon KK's profound legacy to live in peace and harmony with one another. As we work towards this year's theme, let us remember the important lessons that Dr. Kaunda taught us, especially as we work towards revitalizing the UN system. Mr. President, the COVID-19 pandemic has had a far-reaching social-economic impact globally, including disturbing trade flows, supply chains, and various economic activities on our continent in the world. In addition to loss of lives, the pandemic increased poverty levels through job losses, stressed healthcare systems, and worse still, the delivery of education to learners. Disruption to the education systems, particularly in developing countries, was in part due to inadequate information, communication, and technology, ICT facilities within our countries. In response to the pandemic, Zambia has developed a national preparedness and response plan for COVID-19, which has been used to guide the implementation of mitigation measures for the pandemic. The vaccine program forms an integral part of the response plan in our country. Despite our placing the vaccine program high on the list of mitigation measures, Zambia has only managed to vaccinate a mere 3% of its population. This is against the country's target of vaccinating 70% of the eligible population by the third quarter 2022. This clearly highlights the inequitable access to vaccines developing countries, especially that more than 2 billion vaccines have been administered worldwide. Mr. President, it is fair to state that recovery from the pandemic hinges upon mass vaccinations before considering other reforms or facilities that tend to fail when countries lock down their economies. It is therefore gratifying that this session of the General Assembly will consider building on initiatives such as the African Vaccine Acquisition Acquisition Trust for COVID-19, AVAT, and COVID-19 Vaccines Global Access, COVAX. The two initiatives have made it possible for low-income countries, such as our own, Zambia, to access life-saving vaccines which will contribute to building resilience and recovery from the pandemic. I wish, therefore, to express Zambia's appreciation for the support that has been provided thus far through the COVAX and AVAT facilities. The UN system and various stakeholders have benefited from. To further guarantee resilience, we call for the concerted and enhanced global efforts towards promoting investments, particularly in local manufacturing capacity and technology transfer on vaccines, related infrastructure, human capital, as well as research and development, R&D. Mr. President, the new administration in Zambia is cognizant that a conducive governance environment is a precursor for the country's political stability, security, economic growth, and sustainable development. It also fosters enhanced transparency, accountability, and consultative dialogue. Very important. With this realization, our administration will work towards strengthening of oversight, governance institutions, and ensure the independence and autonomy of the three arms of government, particularly the legislature and the judiciary. The fight against corruption will be at the center of our transformation agenda, and this shall be expected to be executed with zero tolerance to corruption. Zero tolerance to corruption. We shall also promote free media and an active civil society, as they are critical in upholding checks and balances, human rights, liberties, and freedoms. Mr. President, my government's high priority is to restore macroeconomic stability, attain fiscal and debt sustainability, promote economic growth, enhance economic diversification, and manage the contraction of debt. I am confident that these measures will restore macroeconomic stability and put the country back on economic recovery. To sustain this growth, Zambia will dedicate efforts to regional and foreign direct investment, as well as enhance local participation in our economy. Very important. This is a prerequisite for a vibrant private sector-led economy, and thus create jobs and opportunities for all our people. Mr. President, to complement these efforts, Zambia has embarked on an ambitious economic and social transformation agenda with a view to creating equitable opportunities and poverty reduction for the Zambian people, especially the youth and the women who actually delivered our election victory in our country. In order to achieve this goal, our administration shall design and implement interventions aimed at inducing enhanced productivity in agriculture, mining, energy, financial services, tourism, technology, health, and education, as well as support the growth of micro, small, and medium enterprises. Despite these well-thought-out interventions, today's world economy is more complex than ever before. Given the numerous global concerns, including pandemics, climate change, and indeed illegal human migration, it is imperative that we adapt to these effects of globalization by fostering key partnerships and deepening integration at all levels, so to say. This is critical to ensure that we realize our aspirations of restoring Zambia on a path to sustainable economic growth and development. Mr. President, Zambia is aware of the critical role of the United Nations in guiding the world to focus on the Sustainable Development Agenda. In particular, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development has set the tone and benchmarks for countries to incorporate sustainability in their development policies. Our New Dawn government in Zambia is committed to realizing tangible growth and sustainable development while paying particular attention so that this is not achieved at the expense of future generations. Like many other developing countries, Zambia calls for closer cooperation and support for capacity to adopt better, safer, climate change sensitive and modern methods of increased production and productivity. Our administration has established a ministry that is the first of its kind in Zambia, the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment. To address this, among other important issues concerning environmental sustainability, it became important for us to establish this new ministry. This will be crucial to build the ability for implementing climate-positive actions in our country. Mr. President, I'm drawn to the prophetic inscription on the wall of the United Nations Plaza, and I quote, "They shall beat their swords to plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." Isaiah 2, verses 4 to 5, end of quote. These words, Mr. President, serve as a reminder to the United Nations to work towards global peace and international cooperation. Though we have made leaps and bounds in the area of peace, security, and stability, the silencing of guns, therefore, goes beyond addressing conventional warfare, but also in addressing new emerging threats of our century, which include challenges of extremism and international terrorism, cybercrime, asymmetric warfare, proliferation of non-conventional weapons, and organized crime. As an international community, we need to continue to work together to address the root cause of these global threats through various national, regional, and global mechanisms. Mr. President, the former Secretary General of the United Nations, the late Dr. Kofi Annan, laid out an ambitious agenda before the 60th General Assembly, which is still prominent or pertinent today. In his report, In Larger Freedom Towards Development, Security, and Human Rights for All, he made the case that development, security, and respect for human rights cannot be enjoyed in the absence of the other. These are indispensable realities of a well-functioning nation and international system. I, however, wish to go a step further, Mr. President, in asserting that the foundation to sustainable economic growth and development is peace and stability. Without peace and harmony, development cannot be attained. Zambia will therefore continue to support national, regional, and international initiatives aimed at promoting security, peace, and stability. In this vein, Zambia reaffirms its commitment to play an active role in the SADC mission in Mozambique aimed at restoring peace to the Cabo Delgado province of our country, of that country rather. In addition, Zambia remains committed to the cause of the Lusaka Master Roadmap to silence guns in Africa, an initiative being implemented by all African Union AU member states to promote peace and security, which has since been endorsed for extension for a further 10-year period from 2021 to 2030. We therefore wish to call for continued support of the United Nations in silencing guns in Africa and other continental initiatives. Mr. President, in the quest for promoting global peace and stability, security, Zambia notes with satisfaction the entry into force of the Treaty on Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, TPNW, which became operative on the 22nd January 2021. The entry into force of the TPNW is a tangible feat towards advancing the cause of nuclear disarmament on the international stage. Zambia encourages other states that are yet to ratify the TPNW to come on board so that we can continue making advances towards achieving our aspirations of eradicating nuclear weapons on our continent. On the United Nations Security Council, UNSC reform, Zambia is still concerned with the slow pace of negotiations which have continued without making much progress. Zambia, in this regard, wishes to reiterate the African Common Position, the Ezulwin Consensus, that calls for a more representative and democratic united nation on this body. Mr. President, the call for gender equality is now a century-old struggle for women to participate equally with men in society as a whole. Despite realization that women's full and effective participation in all areas of life results in prosperity, women are still, however, involved less in public life and decision-making. It is important that we continue to demand for the promotion of gender equality while paying particular attention to the rights of women, children, girls included in there, and the rights of people living with disabilities. For us in Zambia, we will remain committed to the advancement and promotion of women's rights, and for the first time, Mr. President, in the history of our country, our new parliament has elected the first female speaker of the National Assembly to preside over Zambia's supreme law-making organ of our government. I further wish to state, and I think this is important, with pride, that Zambia's Vice President, Republican Vice President, as well as the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly are both women in our country. We're very proud of that. Consistent with our commitment, Zambia is implementing various initiatives designed to harmonize the development, programming, and indeed implementation of economic empowerment efforts targeting women and the youth across the country. In doing all of this, our aim is to eliminate hunger and rural poverty. As we know, these vices are said to have the face of women and children. Further, Zambia emphasizes the importance of ensuring that communities have women at every level of decision-making, as doing so will translate into a discourse that will be inclusive, representative, and thus more holistic and insightful. Our government will focus on increasing support for women through creation of employment opportunities and entrepreneurship programs, amongst others. We will also focus on increasing access to secondary education for adolescent girls from impoverished households through financial aid and grant schemes. Mr. President, I wish to stress that the government of the Republic of Zambia will remain committed to economic diplomacy and multilateralism, to consolidate global efforts through promoting open and cordial relations with the international community in order to ensure collective sustainable growth and development in our country. Mr. President, as I conclude, I wish to emphasize that it is the duty and indeed responsibility of all of us in the global democratic community to make democracy work for all our people. We can't do this by delivering democracy dividends through accelerating economic development, balanced distribution of resources and among our people, and our people accessing opportunities for a better life. This is what will make democracy attractive to our people in our individual countries. This is what will make democracy sustainable and keep away autocratic and heavy-handed alternatives from leadership in our countries. It's very important. This is what will foster a peaceful, prosperous, and more united world. Mr. President, heads of government, state, I thank you for your attention.
On behalf of the General
ABCs of Luvale, the easiest and most funny way to learn Luvale. I'm your host, Chilombo Kapako. Thank you for joining me today. In today's video, we're going to look at getting to know you. It's simple, learn with me. There are so many ways we get to know people, but in this video, we're going to look at the most commonly ways to get to know someone. Check this. When we want to know someone's name, we say, Lijina Lyobe Yobea. What's your name? Lijina Lyobe Yobea. When we want to know where they stay, we say, Watwama Kuli. Where do you stay? Watwama Kuli. When we want to know where they come from, we say, Wafuma Kuli. Where are you from? Wafuma kuli. Once again, the common ways to get to know someone. Jina yobe. What's your name? Watoma kuli. Where do you stay? Wafuma kuli. Where are you from? That was simple. Well, this is the end of our video for today. In our next video, we are going to look at how to express yourself in Luvale. Okay, bye-bye.
Twa mangako chindende momo ya COVID yetu na muyachi wetu twa proud.
Freaker Entertainment.
Iwe. Ulesebele pangetso ngupana ni famu spamio ba. Wele yako ngine usebele na kwa vituturu Allah. Get out. Ada. Kuna kama mchoke sana yoyo amkara ana burihi. Dicha terengera mwana kama mchkweza nga hamkara unenzu na mweni chiwani. Efe na kwishi bebi. Nomba nishi ya urira bape. Manje gairi abana ndugu skuru. Iwakura ndakwe fitunturu. Ara furo na uringurushe mwana naba mvundira ya muri mvundo udinde moni yayi manje gaida abana nduguskuru barense kati na kwata by choice abagire so fintefere 15 chingari pasana umbe na chimtoba nensa pato gai fabarera ndaba no fishing kajonyi koziwe abana kashuba sari afi kububi awe chishinga mwandini mwana wandi choice abana kashita wakwata ina mbure mai mwebene mwebetawala kani mwe bose asipinga vena kuskuru na tinga tunge vena ma boys ndesa mkumigata mwebene pokumikatira mwebene kuwa basana sa foto murandwa bose nabana kuskuru bachiranse kati na badadu bobeta bakwata choice ino squata choice ine shwa joy tumangire mu muri film fasha muchiga veta temolesa indemoni amani yuri yasenga minena tamwakata choice manje muri magani mwana ni mwabonde bagai iwe sale chino iwe na shwa renda boy bati ama ojifi ya chiranda mafera spaskuru ya matulu tamwakata choice na rime mona nayo na shwa bana kachina renda na bena type period size awa pisana very beautiful not korokoro uri amkudoba mwe ala gozi nende kwa bana kashpari ne barefwa ukufwa besonga ambo na fya fentomwi kozi nde bukshapari ya time iranga twawekera kunmo pali umwai pefe omwi paka na mdampa fokumdampa na wachishibe tsungu dump na some dump wafiri mweni ndi na chinengi chakwira naye uno munene namne abura manifesto ne koroko dairo iwo fsake niwe urenda ndefishio ala tektumpo so yo junior tamunene yotekeshon jeshain example fe kuiba membo umoneshani baratasama ne bazi ukapisa bashishipego bakakweba baranda vatio na ile kago ile hapa kinapa bondi diamond omo basika ile bana ndi bachana iwe fuma kama ndio kokone kufuba fino muri amkuraze mbeleke fa upo wangu kokone ko takwata machoisi ya kwa bana kaje anje ya bachana ndera ndana muri randa so jashiri useless koroko dai kurugere na shano waingira na mungata umwamwina waingira ubarerekese bwino bamambo bema prato njeshai wangu sina yesu wakansa wishikunu kuchipanda tiyo badata mako ata choice iya kwa bana kaje start Weka umwana mchizenye
Abanyato ndanjina wabana tuweze jingunda Likumbi na likumbi mama Mugureza mbele
Oye, enyapasa.
Mwani.
Ma, heshima wene ngana wene. Lino limbonali akaluhali. Onome yako sana na.
Sana mlingolongo leza ngulaka mmea na mkumu kumea ushana hii.
Mapewa ba. Nemukwetu.
Mwani.
Mchano wena mungu yeku sana we mno mlingolongo.
Kiko zange nyiza msonyi.
Kuma mke wangu tulikali ya mlingolongo. Eze kaweche kaweche.
Wetu kama nshima ilate mlukwe ngange mkwa kwa sangunja.
Washilenga hakiko twasala nayo. Unakumana gogo numbama hinji.
Mambulinge mkakarati.
Muna walukula nywa nafu. Wana mono ukalu.
Ndinga kumbasa tulinga kutaka kundea wala sangula yako ya mingwa kufa kuzea yaya mazee.
Ati sambize kuno. Mama. Bya lelo ya mwaka.
Mukatuko kuwa kule kwa kusambiza kundeo mbao mwene kulia.
Ulo wa makumbi ano yayo. Na bapato nye abakono. Ma. Itropo ya sasa mwani.
Hapo kani mwani?
Mwani kule mwani. Tembo hano eh.
Mama.
Tembo hano.
Mwani.
Itropo nyechi.
Basakulira mwani. Tuwa mama muluka ulita ndachita mwenoti.
Waidman.
Maneka mujimbu neza nawo.
Ambule.
Kuna kwiza watu wanakwizara kushikisha hano.
Hano yemba.
Wakama timba wanafumuna kutawo nyo.
Wakachechebeya.
Wakama timba wakama logo wanakwiza.
Kamitu
wena hano. Mama. So wanakwiza.
Wanakushika ngwaika.
Mukiko nyo.
Nabali hayo kama mama nambala mama.
Nabali amaswe kwabo. Mahandonyi.
Ivaikiye.
Kangonge yobe.
Nizange zangenyi wa hidu manini.
Kono kwa ya matimba.
Ha tulikana na ngachili na eyo Waidman mata zibatumwe na mbengani lakiko nya hako saku ya komanda tata mwahete hembo tano
Lakiko aba okay mwame
mama mbatangi mama chola uta
eyo
wahete kwa tata hembo wahete to saku ila yenga to tata kwa to katwa mekuze kumutondo kuze kumukule
Nemko ai ngefe wachimwela ba eyo yeah nakoka yashiria timbe hii so bati nje bati awe ngamwaisa fe ngamuka fike fito aisala nshana wena awe ke chefe atipali ba Edman
hano bene
na chipsho mundu mendo mokwino ndangirira wana wene
Una bene oyo manga ukoseka hano inawa
Mama kamwana kule panga mlongeni batanali kama teta lana ngengo
so
amari asha yama timba kumushi
Tata waiwane. Ai, tata waiwane ngani cha samunungechi. Yakuita tu samununga na kushikumuka tu echankulu ashichi.
Okay.
Tata mitondo muihone nako.
Okay.
Unalingi tunaka nao. Mwenu wana kwenda kusaloshoka wala wenu mweza na kuwa nako na kemili.
Mama munalingi mwanekana wana muze muwande wa memuli mitondo pamunangulu nangu monako makoyo ya.
Okay. Chachili muze muwande?
Mwana. Mwili.
Azemana mamushibi
azama mishibi azama mambwende bana banalingi tukana mwana magana tuwane kumwe
Mbetela sana hata sakuli yako nyamwana uchiba waishe muze muzubu bangeshi mangana basabale mu muze muzubu mukiona batu ama neza na mushimbu waonge mu bunevu bene mitondo ngana ngo natutwama bene hano hembo letu batambule bene mutambule bene ngeshi yetu bene hano
Pasaku ya chikuma mwani
eyo mama
mwani lunalinge nuko washwashwa ngeja mbao
Unaona mwafali ngole wauze
Mahongo. Wazi wa mwana wazi wameunga matimba basi.
Mama.
Wakwe mayunga wazi wakuya kwenu basi.
Mama nimekanda ngole.
Anda ukolaika?
Nguti libishiko.
Wimbo.
Mama mkamika nguti.
Umekanyi ngemu kwa tawati nazo mnuna kutungisha na ploti makusela.
Kamika nguti kanda ngole.
Wana wimbo mama.
Mama yenu sama kushaka nikanga ngusomboyo kuli basi. Ngoto bakulwane basi.
Owe mukulwane uli size yo isi.
Kamika.
Halina ukulwane hazi. Mujimba kawana mbaka waze.
Mama nakolo.
Nakolo uli.
Walitalala kuno. Shwamesho atapakwisa. Iko mkano.
Mbatemea mtole uzelunga nema na Mungu. Ke muna kwenda kusomboka. Makulio iko. Kwa ngamba kumbata hakamea utwali. Angai mwa kumbata utwali. Kuta. Kaunga zako. Weka nke yako. Kulima mshimba wenu. Mwa mshimba wenu. Kana sitomo shoka mkwenu. Nema na tikume ni watu. Mwisho kwa sabari hotata. Mwane kwa mkwenu.
Atotera sana iwe na kisa hapa no. So uraya kuskuru? Kwani mama skuru kuno? Okay. Awa masana. Okay, awe. Tuwa werela, it's okay. Tuwa, why? It's okay man. Wala lan. Okay, it's okay. Tuwa.
Hai ma. Ma.
Kunda tata huo. Mshimoli hute. Kale ngo washimu. Wazee sikuma ulizima wana makunja mlihinji kapanga na koko kujikita tata twa mwana makolama. Udalishima kasi msoko kwa bauli zaka mine.
Wahola.
Ika.
Wahola.
Ika wamono kanda umone.
Wahola.
Ika kanda umone.
Wakuleza ngwa minga chilio.
Ika.
Wakuleza ngwa minga chilio.
Ika tawe nuunda.
Obitata kumweseka ngalufala. Wakuleza ngwa minga.
Toda kama timbo.
Wakuleza ngwa minga. Una kumea hano makane habiyobo hano yobe.
Yobo muka kusema kwa yobe.
Obe.
Kusema kwa yobe. Kutangulo.
Wakuleza ngwa minga.
Kuhutwa kesa ni sangana.
Kuhutwa.
Ni wape na marisha kwa maana kubatimba.
Tala una. Unangoma. Obe.
Ngota chiku.
Ngwetu wako mwana.
Mwana sango yami.
Makufuya.
Mwana sango yami. Na umuli ayo.
Komana.
Ndishimo wataleta abantu.
Kakutana.
Ikaza soka kako.
Unakumona ngwami.
Hamuzima hanela.
Natusela nyi ukalo.
Ukalo waka.
Natusela ukalo.
Mfoni namba nangisela.
Jifoni muka.
Ya zelunga.
Muka mtole.
Mangutu na mali Facebook. Ika Facebook.
Jinga hewa na kutumina kwa
ya kuze ya kuzuta muna na mkono na kutoka ngone ule ya hali
tamboka ni mali
tamboka ni mali
kwa hole
tamboka ni mali
nange juwe hano hemba hanga watu
tamboka ni mali
tamboka ni mali
yamunongo atambula mshimbuza walizo manguleza nga unongo kuli mwana kuna kubiza biza kusaza kangwa mangu isho kula hilako
ni oveni
akachuma mkacha mulingi sangana
holi so
nakubiza kama
mshimba onela
mama
umwana
panga mu grade 7 masone ka exam
kaneka semene ngangasi
uzanga mali chenyu
uzanga mali muka na kutangula tata uzanga mali muka kashingo yenga
kandala musanganga shimbongo ngana koko kandala musanganga shimbongo ngana koko
mwana nangulela
tanga kutanga
namutangula nangulela ya milani
uzanga mali
yokuva chikuma
mali kulia
ai kaka wapi alunga mkota kama tamashiro kangelele